100%. So it's definitely thinking about how to avoid that and thinking about how to have better relations in your community between different groups is extra important here where it's happened.
Yeah.
So.
But black people are very touchy about the N-word, right?
Understandable.
You know that, right?
Absolutely.
But some may say too touchy.
I mean, my personal opinion is I don't think too touchy. I don't think that at all, and I don't know that that's a concept that people outside of the black community should really be assessing. I think that at this stage of the game, it just isn't really a word for other people to really be using. And to what degree it gets used in community, I think that's up to black people, not really,
Do you think that black people should be able to attack a white person for using that word?
I think that on a base level, you shouldn't really be able to inflict violence on other people for almost any reason. But on the flip side, there's the idea that, every once in a while, if you see a reason why you might have to break the rules, you have to be then prepared to do the time. And, maybe someone gets into a situation where something gets so serious, they decide they're going to break the rules because they feel it's deserved. And it is what it is.
So they should be punished if they attack someone for using their word.
In a general sense, I don't think that you should be inflicting violence on other people, even if you've had verbal violence inflicted on you. But you know what? I'd be very sympathetic to because if someone verbally assaulted me in a similar fashion, I can't say that I wouldn't do a similar thing as that. So I think it's complicated, and people can lose their head, but it's for really good reasons. If you came at me with a slur, not you, of course, but if someone came at me with a slur, I might get very heated myself, and so you can't blame people.
Yeah, I totally get it. Let me I gotta unplug one.
It's okay. And I probably got about 2 or 3 minutes before I gotta run. But it's been really chatting with you about these complex issues. Because they're it's interesting stuff,
It is. Yeah. So I was gonna ask you this.
And I think it's very simple. I'm empathetic to it, even though I don't think that you can.
Yeah.
You can't say it's okay, but you also sometimes can't blame.
Yeah. So I was going to ask you this: if you were on a jury,
okay,
you say you'd be very sympathetic.
Yeah, that would.
And a black person said, "Man, he called me the N-word, and that's why I knocked this woman out."
Okay.
Would you be okay? You'd be sympathetic.
I'm going to give you guys a nuanced answer. Okay.
That's fine.
All right. So, there's things that happen in the criminal system where a judge decides what they're going to decide, and there is no jury. And there's other times when there's a jury. Now, I can tell you that in my experiences, there's a lot of times where judges just decide what they want to decide, and it doesn't even necessarily come into the specifics of the law. And sometimes their opinions and political perspectives are just what they do. But then we have this idea that a jury is somehow going to be so super above that. If jurors come in and they want to nullify something in that sense because they have a lot of empathy for the situation, I can understand a juror doing that. If they say, "Hey, the letter of the law is this, and I'm reading it, but I can't convict the person for whatever reason," you know what? That's the jury's perspective and job. And that
what would be your perspective?
Well, I think that each situation like that is really complex and also very nuanced. And I'd have to hear it in person. I think it would be tough to give a blanket response. But I'm really sympathetic to...
If you heard a white man call a black man a nigger and the black man responded in kind by knocking the white man into the street,
yeah,
and he hit his head and he was, really hurt really badly, would you be somewhat sympathetic to the black man because of the provocation by him being called?
Well, I would absolutely be sympathetic. And I think then one of the questions are things like, all right, where did he hit him? Oh, how hard was the guy hurt? There's a lot of factors that come into play. Like hitting someone in the head is a little tricky because, one punch can really seriously damage someone. But you know what? If he socks him in the stomach and the guy's really okay, maybe I'm a little extra